Now you will hear the story of one of the men who helped shape the maritime history of Rømø. One of the things that characterizes the cemetery on Rømø is the many commander stones. Here, by the cemetery walls to the north, there are 39. A commander was a captain on a whaling and seal hunting ship that sailed in the Arctic Ocean between Svalbard and Greenland. Several of the commanders came from Rømø. The commander stones are large gravestones carved from limestone, which originally lay on top of the graves. The vast majority are from the 18th century. The text on this commander stone emphasizes how risky it could be to go on a voyage in the Arctic Ocean. It was erected in memory of Commander Anders Michelsen List. It states that Anders was born in 1765, shipwrecked, and spent the winter in Greenland in 1777. He was therefore only 12 years old when he went whaling in the Arctic Ocean. It was already his 5th voyage because, like so many other boys from Rømø, he started sailing when he was 7 to 8 years old. The year 1777 was a disastrous year for the whalers from the Wadden Sea Islands. From August to September, 14 whaling ships were caught in the pack ice and sank off the east coast of Greenland. 5 of them were commanded by captains from Rømø. The crews of 4 of the ships made it onto other whaling ships that had escaped the pack ice, but the other sailors were left stranded in the ice. Around 450 sailors now began the harsh journey across the pack ice towards the east coast of Greenland, which they could see in clear weather. But only about 150 survived. One of them was 12-year-old ship's boy Anders. The other 300 or so sailors either drowned or froze to death on this journey. Anders's clothes got wet and froze into an ice shell, so he could hardly move. He was therefore allowed to continue without his coat and trousers. He walked across the ice sheet in woolen underwear and boots. None of this is mentioned on the commander's stone, but we know it from Anders's uncle, who was the commander of the ship and described the shipwreck. When they reached the east coast of Greenland, Anders was the first to spot some Greenlanders who were out hunting. They gave the men freshly caught seal meat and blackberries. The sailors regained their strength and were now able to continue their journey towards Frederikshavn. In the spring of 1778, they returned home to Rømø. 50 men from the island had been involved in the disaster. 28 of them returned home. Anders and his uncle were 2 of them. Anders continued to sail and became both a mate and a commander. Anders Michelsen List lived to be 68 years old, as the limestone here in the cemetery reminds us.